Hello and welcome to Morning Sweetness. You could call it Wake Up Nigeria, or you could say it is our top of the morning feel-good show.
Of course, we are all that and more. We bring you shades of lovely programming, garnished with entertainment, infotainment, and lots of positivity and beauty.
Positivity?
Yes.
Our kind words are like honey, sweet to the spirit, healthy for the body, and good for the soul.
Oh,
See me being
when
so
you say
dramatic.
I guess I'm rubbing off you. We are not just about words. We step out prepared, ready to serve you quality breakfast contents, special for kings and queens.
Yes, speaking of quality breakfast, standing by in the kitchen, we have our chef ready for you. And of course, we'll be taking you through the cooking process in the studio this morning, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can only keep our fingers crossed for whatever it is
Exactly.
the kitchen has to offer. So let's get the show started.
Right. As long as there's good times to be had, we are the drivers here on the show, and we always encourage that you experience us as a family. My name is Emil Kwacha.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Now, you know you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. You can also watch us on GOTV channel 27 and on UHF band 49. Download our app on both the Android and iOS stores as well.
Yeah, and of course, let's let you in on what's happening here on the show. Today we have Michelle Amogare. She's back with us on relationship, and this morning she'll be discussing tips for couples before saying I do.
Interesting. Now, hair and beauty consultant and CEO of Ewa Hair, Onyi Onorinde, will be joining us on Air DIY to show us 5 bob styles to inspire your next hairdo. Looking forward to that one.
Idara is a singer, songwriter, and she released her first single earlier this year, and later on she'll be thrilling us with her performance.
And then, of course, Hero Daniels, Ifeanyi Chukwu, a comedian, actor, and television host, will be joining us on the show this morning to talk about what he's been up to and what he's about to get on to. Just stay with us for that one. I wonder what line is next.
One thing we are definitely serving you is breakfast later on.
Time for the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary Bashua Alimi. We begin with the nation's capital, or rather from the nation's capital, where Justice Mobolaji Olajuwon of the Federal High Court, Abuja, sentenced the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to 3 months in prison for disobeying a court order. Delivering ruling, Justice Olajuwon issued the order following a suit filed by a former police officer, Patrick Okoli, who claimed he was unlawfully and compulsorily retired from the Nigeria Police Force. According to the affidavits in support of the suit, the applicant, Okoli, was forcefully retired in June 1992. After challenging his forceful retirement, Bauchi High Court on February 19, 1994, delivered judgment in favor of the applicant and quashed the letter of compulsory retirement. The High Court also ordered that the applicants be reinstated with all rights and privileges. The Police Service Commission, PSC, in a letter dated October 13, 2004, directed the then IGP to reinstate the applicant and issue a recommendation for promotion in accordance with the decision of the court. Consequently, Okoli, in 2009, instituted a suit at the Abuja Federal High Court seeking an order of mandamus to compel the enforcement of the order of the Bauchi High Court and the directors of the PSC. The Federal High Court in Abuja delivered its judgment in favor of the applicant on October 21, 2011. The Office of the IGP appealed the court's judgment, but the appeal was dismissed. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, says he is not aware of any court order for the reinstatement of a dismissed officer. In a statement signed by the police force public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the IGP has, however, directed the Commissioner of Police in charge of the Force Legal Unit to investigate the allegation in a bid to ascertain the position of the court and prefer informed legal advice for the IGP's prompt and necessary action. Away from that, President Muhammadu Buhari has mourned the demise of Dr. Paul Unongo, saying that the country has lost an elder statesman. In a statement by Senior Special Assistant to the President, Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, Dr. Unongo was the former chairman of the Northern Elders Forum and the country's Minister of Steel Development during the Second Republic and had held several political positions. He was also involved in constitutional conferences. Until his death, the late Unongo was chairman of the board of the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council, NERDC. In a tribute, President Buhari acknowledged the close relationship he had with the deceased, adding that in all the positions he held as a politician and public officer, he displayed a high level of decorum. Now, the governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has issued 6 executive orders to take immediate effect. The orders signed covered chieftaincy matters, appointments issues, setting up of review panel, staff audits, and employment matters. And executive orders have continued to generate mixed reactions by residents of the state. Away from that, the Chinese ambassador to the UK, Zheng Zhenguang, has been summoned to the Foreign Office for a meeting following the arrest of a BBC journalist in Shanghai. Ed Lawrence was beaten and briefly detained while covering anti-government lockdown protests on Sunday. The Foreign Office source said this was completely unacceptable. The Chinese government said Mr. Lawrence had not voluntarily presented his press credentials. Footage shared widely on social media showed several police officers grabbing Lawrence and pinning him to the ground. The BBC said he was beaten and kicked by police officers and then taken away in handcuffs. The BBC has described the treatment of one of its journalists as extremely concerning. It said Chinese officials had claimed Lawrence was arrested for his own good in case he caught COVID from the crowd, but said this explanation was not credible. And that's it on the news update for the Sun Wake Up Nigeria. There's so much more to come. Just stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. Now it's time for relationships. Now, relationships have to be going in a certain direction. And most of the time, young people hope that a relationship might lead to marriage. But there's some important things that couples need to do before saying I do. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Michelle Emogware is here with us. She's a certified family life and CBT practitioner, the founder of Insight to Wellness. It's great to have you back.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now, this list of things, before you say I do, are you sure you're not talking about the yam, the palm oil, the sugar, all the things that they need to deliver to the family? You're not talking about that?
Absolutely not.
No?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
We're talking about being ready for what marriage is.
Okay.
You know, and the very first thing you have to understand is marriage is work. You know, people go into relationships thinking just because they feel a certain way, that's enough to make a relationship work. But there's a whole lot that it takes for a marriage to be successful. And it's important to have that information before you get into the marriage. There's this idea that, okay, we'll make it up as we go. But that is like a recipe for failure. Some people are able to get the help and intervention and, you know, they're able to patch things up, do the damage control, and it works. Okay. But for a lot of people, it doesn't. Okay. You know, so having that firm understanding before you get into the marriage.
It feels like there's a list, like there's a checklist we need to start marking. And it feels like that list might be very long. So where do we start?
It's a lot of things, honestly, and we can't go over it. But there's some very important things to note.
Okay.
So when you're in a relationship with someone, for instance, you want to understand, first of all, what's the purpose of this relationship? Okay. So if you're dating someone, what's the purpose of this relationship? Are you looking, because dating really is like more casual, right? So if marriage is your goal, then you have to, of course, when you start, it doesn't mean that you're going to insist that you're the person I'll marry, because you don't even know who this person is. Sure. So understanding who you are first of all and what your needs are, for me, that's the first thing you should check off that list.
So what do I need? What do I need to be complete, or what do I need to be able to move forward?
Right.
What exactly are those needs you're trying to pinpoint?
For you, what are your values?
Okay.
That is so, so important, because sometimes we feel like it doesn't matter. We focus, a lot of people are focused on the emotions, so we lead with our emotions. But that wouldn't get you far. So who are you? What are your values? Okay. What are the things that are important to you in a relationship? And it's also important, and we don't pay attention to it, how has your upbringing impacted you? Okay. We usually don't pay attention to that. We believe that because it happened in the past, it's in the past, but we're, constantly impacted by our upbringing, the experiences that we've had, even the environments that we grew up in. So you have to understand how all these things impact you as a person, and how, it makes you show up in the world, and what your needs are. And then you have to understand how it's also impacting the other person. Okay. And how both of you can, because all those things will help you come up with the beliefs. So because the way you grew up form your beliefs and the way you see the world. And it also forms the other person's beliefs. So you have to be able to align those things.
So are these actual open conversations, questions that you need to be able to ask and answer? Because in the end, we can only speak from a woman's perspective. And women, sadly, in this day and age, we've heard of so many women just put money on the table first and say, okay, he must have money. He must be financially capable to take care of my needs, so to speak. But then finances and values, I don't know. Which one is a heavier need?
Money is important, right? Okay. But we know a lot of people who have money. And if they could do it again, they would rather go for values.
Okay.
If they could do it again, they would rather go for values. So you can make your own money as a woman. And this is my personal opinion. You shouldn't put money first, but this is my personal opinion. Everybody is entitled to, their opinion. Values are so important. Who the person is, person's character, where they are coming from, the way they see the world, those things are so important. Because that is what determines whether this person is going to be faithful to you, treat you as a human being, whether this person is going to value you, So those things are very, very, very important.
Especially when you said value you, I started thinking value you more than the money he has in his accounts. That was how I ended the sentence. I don't know, it's not part of this
value you as a human being. Because sometimes people see the other person as, how do I put it now, something to own, something to make their lives better. And yes, you should go into a relationship, hoping that the other person will add value to you. Sure. But you should also go into the relationship hoping that you would add value, intending to add value to the other person. And, you said something about, is it a conversation they should have? Sometimes there are conversations to have, and you should have conversations. But other times, you need to open your eyes to what you're observing. Sometimes the words and the actions don't match. Okay. So if the actions don't match the wonderful words, you need to pay attention to the actions and make your decisions based on that. So
Can we touch on the issue of children?
Okay.
As quickly as possible. Okay. What sort of conversations do you have to have before saying I do?
Okay, about how many kids we want to have. Yeah, so have that. But the truth is, like I said, there are certain things that, you can't, not like you can't have the conversation, but what if a person doesn't tell you the truth, So yes, have the conversation about children, how many children, how are we going to raise our children? Because that is also something that causes issues in the marriage. One person thinks you're too strict, the other one thinks you're too soft. So how are we going to raise the children? Why should we raise them that way? Those conversations should be had. But the truth is, there are certain things that you only discover when you get into the marriage. Sure. People change, and they should change, but you're hoping that they won't change for the worse. So you need to be open to personal growth. How can I grow to accommodate this person? And, both ways. So leave room for growth.
All right, then, some tough conversations before saying I do. It's not just about the color of the Ashwebi and the venue. It's about a lot more. We'd love to take your take on this particular issue. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC at TVC Connect, and we'll see if we can answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for an amazing month. All right, then, at this point, we're going to be wrapping it up on relationship conversation, but the kitchen is alive and kicking.
Titi talking about all the things for wedding, and she never mentioned wedding food. Like, that's why people come, really. Seriously, though, it's time for us to prepare breakfast for you. And doing justice to that this morning is Chef Gina. But we'll be calling her Gina. She prefers Gina.
Gina.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Good to see you guys again. It's always a pleasure to be here by this time of the year, every year.
Every year. Okay, so let's talk about what you have in store for us. What's for breakfast?
Yes. So today at the introduction today, I heard them talk about someone who's coming to
Talk about rainbow.
Exactly. And I was like, wow, I'm in the spirit. Yeah, so today we're making a very quick breakfast.
Okay.
And as easy as it is, it's packed full with nutrients because you can see rainbow here already.
Yes.
I've got my red bell peppers. I've got the purple onions.
Okay.
I've got the green spring onions.
Okay.
I've got, what else?
The butter?
The wheat from the bread. There's bread somewhere
Okay,
that's going to
okay,
be happening
okay.
here. I've got butter where you can get your fat and oil. So you see it's balanced already. I have carbohydrate. Then the eggs for the proteins. Oh, in here is carrots here. I was going to show people how to preserve your carrots.
Okay.
Now, if you either cut them in chunks like this or diced like this or chunks or whole, you put it in water, it can last for so long in your
the refrigerator.
Refrigerator, exactly.
Okay,
So
okay.
I did this overnight, so I don't do a lot of cutting here, so I just prepped it. So you have to balance with fruits.
Okay.
I've got apples, grapes, and strawberry. So this is a well-balanced diet this early morning.
Okay, so talking about rainbow, I'm actually looking forward to how you put all of this together. And you know, putting things together can be really complicated, can be a lot of work. She's prepping for breakfast this morning. She's trying as much as possible to put things together because you have your food festival coming up.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
All right, so the Foodaholic Festival is happening this year, the 10th and 11th of December, Alausa, Ikeja. And this is our 4th outing, and it's the biggest food festival on mainland Lagos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this year, as usual, we are having our food vendors come to showcase. We are having FMCGs and brands come to showcase. There will be sampling of food. There will be tasting.
Oh, free sampling.
Free sampling.
And entry is free as well.
Entry is free as well.
I'll be there.
Free tasting, drinks. So please be there. Please be there. You enjoy it. The highlight is actually the teams who will be competing for about 500,000 naira.
500,000. Can anybody join?
No,
or you already have
now
joining?
they have finished joining. They're finished joining. They are working hard to win the money, and there's also consolation prizes. But when you come, there might be competitions you can join, and you might win something. Yeah.
The highlight for me is that it's free entry and there's free food sampling. Anywhere there's food, there are many of us that will be there.
Yes,
now let's take a look at the ingredients again. Okay, so in case you missed anything earlier.
I've got bell peppers, I've got spring onions, purple onions, or popularly called red onions.
So it's currently on your screen though. Toasted bread and eggs with a side of fruits.
Yeah.
That's what we're having for breakfast. Yeah. Toasted bread and egg with a side of fruits. Complete rainbow balanced diet.
Yes.
That's what we're having.
And please try to eat breakfast. Lagos can make you want to rush, but always try to eat breakfast. So you can prep some of those things overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, bring it out from the fridge.
Does this method work for bell peppers?
No.
Have you ever tried it?
No, but you can just prep and put it in the fridge. So in the morning,
you pull it out. Okay, so what's the process like? What are we going to be doing?
Chop everything first, the things that have not been chopped, onions, this. Come over here, I'm going to toast my bread first because I have just one pan. Then after toasting the bread, set aside. I go ahead and just fry every other thing. The vegetables, they shouldn't cook for too long, 2 to 3 minutes, we're done. Okay,
so this looks like something you can just whip up if you're in a hurry, especially as a working person.
A working person, a mom, a wife, a Lagosian.
Yes, even guys, because, you know, you have to prepare breakfast. So many people live alone now. So whatever it is you want to do in the morning, and you're determined to get yourself some breakfast, this is something to consider, okay? At this point, we'll take a break. We'll show you how far we've gone when next we come back, all right? But stick with us. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Hello, good morning. Welcome. It's Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilaya Oyinson. It's time for us to take the headlines in the dailies. We're going to start with the Nation newspaper. Today is Wednesday, November 30th, 2022.
Wike to Rivers PDP awaits directive on presidential poll. We'll tell you who to vote for, it says. The story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 4. It also says right at the top left there, contempt. Court jails IG for 3 months. Adeleke backtracks on sack, demotion, others. Federal workers to enjoy 14-day paternity leave. Senegal through to round of 16 at Qatar World Cup. Petrol's ex-depot price now 210 naira per litre. NMMA honors encomiums for the nation, and page 4 has more on that. What else do we have here? It says, Tinubu has no plan to return capital to Lagos, says APC. Party launches portal to raise funds for campaign. And the budget office behind padding, says Minister. Kogi partners China on security. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation newspaper. We have with us the Punch newspaper as well. It says, import duty controversy. Private jet owners sue government over 30 billion naira tax. 17 business moguls, banks, others move to stop government from grounding luxury jets. Aircraft owners sue government with foreign registered firms. Trustees insist payment illegal. NCAA customs await court papers. Abuja court plan to set hearing date for suit. Beside the masthead there, it says on budget padding, or rather budget padding allegation, senseless, says Finance Minister. Depots sell 220 naira per litre. Marketers project 350 naira per litre pump price. IP man, others decry jump in landing cost, foresee gloomy Christmas. 87% of Nigeria's rural roads deplorable, say World Bank. What else do we have here? NDLEA nabs suspected drug baron, brother flees. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Ogun, Oyo, deploy drones against kidnappers. Herbalist steals money, beheads lotto operator. RMAFC, EFCC uncover oil firms' $205 million unremitted funds. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. And that's all we have time for when it comes to the headlines in the dailies. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more.
Okay.
Yes, the ladies are in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're in the kitchen, but we're about to have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's great to have you.
Your hair looks gorgeous, by the way. You know, I told
It's
you.
great to have you. I don't understand. You're the one that
have you
joined
guys
the show.
here. It's been a while since we all hung out.
Newspaper.
Calm down, nah. I love the top, by the way.
Thank you.
It has a
Tess.
certain Kanye.
I don't.
It's
Yeah, like both-
Kanye-esque kind of.
guys.
You
Yeah, it feels like we're kind of
yeah.
twinning actually.
kinda.
Because I mean,
Sure.
I don't understand. Am I supposed to be the odd one out?
well, maybe we didn't get the memo.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a particular thread we saw on social media and how it affects several women. A lady shared of how 3 years, 3 months after a miscarriage, 3 years, 3 months after a miscarriage, unfortunately, she was dealing with the loss of one eye, and it was due to certain complications and infections following the evacuation of what was left of the miscarriage and all.
Wow.
And so women shared their postpartum issues, and you know, several were talked about, including weight gain that they could not shed off. Which brings us to the issue of body shaming women who have had babies. Some talked about backaches that never stopped. Some talked about blurry vision, bad vision.
It's so crazy. You know, I can still remember even my mom telling me that the back pain she got from her epidural that she had with my brother.
She still suffers it.
My brother is over 30 years old. She says she still feels it. So those postpartum issues, some of them sadly just never go away. You know, I can remember having bandages on my wrists throughout and post having the twins because my wrists were just too weak. I had Deco-veins. It was just,
My
was just
sister
crazy.
has that still. My sister has that. It's been almost 2 years now.
Crazy
Over 2 years,
stuff.
in fact.
So the thing is, postpartum complications are sort of normal, right? It's just that I really do not understand why it took this long for women to begin to share their stories, because when I saw that tweet, I saw a long thread, you know, of women also, you know, telling their stories and sharing. So it became like a community of women sharing, and it was really lovely to see. I remember when I had Elsie and I suddenly started having migraines. I've never had migraines in my life. I'm like, why am I having migraines? And then I turned deaf in one ear.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Was it during Eliana or Elsie? I know one of those.
Wow.
Whatever.
I think it was Eliana.
I was deaf in one ear for a while, and then for Elsie, this one I remember very vividly because it happened like 3 weeks afterwards. I had this terrible sore throat. I couldn't talk for days.
Wow.
Like, I'm not joking, guys. I couldn't talk for days, and then it took me a while to realize that, oh, my body is actually experiencing a lot of changes, and I guess it's just one of those things that come with postpartum.
So a lot of people just think about, oh, there's a brand new baby. When they ask women to stay home for a particular period after a baby is born, it's not just for tradition's sake. There's just a lot that the body has been through. It took 9 months for the body to get that way. It's going to take a while for the body to recover. There's probably someone watching right now that just needs to hear that. You know?
You know, I find it interesting that you would mention that, because you read it in the news that the federal government has given its workers 14 days paternity leave. And the key word there for me is its workers. I know it's tough for any organization to let go of any member of staff for a very long time. But perhaps certain considerations should be made if someone is of value to the company. A woman can work from home till like maybe the child is a year old. It might seem challenging, but if you give 3 months full leave, 3 months work half, and then the next 6 months you work from home, so that way the person knows I'm working fully, but I'm working from home, it goes a long way. Some women think, oh, I'm ready. You have your baby 2 days
and
later,
then you're
on the road, you know, you feel strong and everything.
And then you...
Yorubas will say, ara lo nfa bosi, meaning one day, the effect of what you did years ago
I'm telling you,
will come.
It will come.
You might think, oh, I'm rugged, I'm strong. By the time your doctor starts clerking you, asking you certain questions, and they realize what you did to yourself postpartum, you would regret it. It's crazy.
there is a very essential 10-week checkup that every woman has to go through.
It's never missed.
Please don't skimp on that. Go all out. Do a full body workup and see everything that's going on before you decide to go back to work.
And for those dealing with different postpartum issues, you're not alone. And I pray that you get the healing you need
and the support
for those who have a permanent issue to deal with.
We have to go on a quick break now, people. If you'd like to share your stories with us, please let us know at TVC Connect. We'll be waiting.
All right, welcome again to the kitchen. We're going to start now with doing the toast. Just as Gina said, she said she would rather do the toast first. So she's trying to prove that even if you have one pan, you can achieve a lot in short, or shall we say, quick time, okay? So, because I told her when she was saying one pan, I was like, see all our pans there, like, seriously?
I'm so sorry, I didn't look up.
And then she was like, no, that she's trying to actually point out something, that you don't need to have several pans and pots to be able to get your breakfast ready in record time. So,
okay, so I'm just buttering the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this way.
Because your toasting is in the pan.
In the pan, exactly. Okay. So is that high heat?
Yes. So this is good for those who do not even have a toasting machine.
Oh,
you can
definitely
do this.
You just toast in your pan.
Okay. But then people wonder, you know, the cost of pots and pans these days, it just makes you wonder how much this would cost if you were to get this.
I don't want to tell you. When I bought this pan, really, the dollar price wasn't like this. This is about... I posted it on my page. You guys can go and check it. I don't want to say it.
No, you have to say it so that we can redo the calculation.
I bought it in dollars. Raise the pan up. You will know what I'm talking about.
Yes, but like how much? Is it like 50, 20?
No, not at all.
10?
It's in the hundreds, close to 1,000. Then dollar wasn't like this. I bought this in 2019. Oh, No, before 2019.
Before 2019.
Yeah, before 2019.
Okay, so basically what you would know from this now is you better get yourself a good pan.
Yeah.
Non-stick pan. It doesn't have to be this one, no, because
Yeah.
if you break the back on this one, I was actually thinking this one might be a good option. But it's beginning to look like if you buy toasting machine 15,000, it will serve your purpose. You just
but
gotta
you
put
know,
on
this one
the
is not
jet.
just for toasting.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know it does a lot of stuff. Yes, so if you're the type who is very adventurous with cooking and the likes, yes, you could consider this. But if you're not,
I don't even use this one in the studio all the time. This is from the house. This is what I use at home.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not my studio
see,
pan.
I'm always wary of knives or sharp objects in pans. But I saw you confidently roll it without touching it.
Yeah, I didn't touch it.
So what will happen if it touches it? That's the beginning of
You know
burns.
how much you spent on this pan, so you really don't want to go scratching it.
So it's always a good idea to stick
so
to...
you can see now that something is going to touch it, I'm using a silicone spoon or a wooden spoon.
Or
I
a
have
wooden spoon,
somewhere.
yes. So I think it's about time for someone to cash in on doing wooden forks and knives even more.
There are.
There are, but they are not easy to get. One, two, they are not so affordable. I say affordable because when you compare the price of getting this and wooden spoon, the wooden spoons are made to seem fancy.
I tell people, some of us invest in kitchen because kitchen is investment.
Yes, kitchen is investment.
Kitchen is
By the time you
investment.
put everything you need in a kitchen together, you're already spending a lot. And that's why when people suffer fire incidents in their houses, people think, oh, God will replenish it. Yes, God will replenish it. But if they catalog everything they had in the house, you would understand why the grief is quite high.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all.
So one of the reasons why you have to be very careful in the kitchen because you have invested in it.
In it, yes. It's quite an investment, really. Okay, so the toast, we're going to get it ready. I actually made breakfast toast this morning for my little one, and it was done in the pan as well. Yeah. Though it was NEPA that cost it. Yeah. I finished buttering.
So one of those reasons, because sometimes when I bring these electrical gadgets to the studio and people are like, how do we use them? So I always like to show
how anybody can do theirs, yes. Because when the light went off, the thought of putting on Jen to start using toasting machine, in the long process, I just took out the pan and I flipped it. Okay, so this is the bread. Is regular white bread?
It's regular white bread. Now, you can use any bread of choice. If you want to use oat bread, whole wheat bread, it's fine. Okay. Yeah. These days, there are potato breads and the rest.
Okay.
Cassava bread, too.
Okay. So, this breakfast is not limited to any kind of bread. You can use just about any kind of bread, whatever you're comfortable with, and as long as it's healthy. The most important
thing is just to make sure that you have that thing representing your carbohydrate.
Yeah.
Though everything here has got some level of carbohydrate or protein in it, but we all know that these ones are the carbohydrates.
Okay. Yeah. So at this point, we will be joining MM on the couch for nutrition, from food to nutrition. Okay, we are about to be told, go eat that bread.
You know, and it's funny because on your table right there are fruits that are very similar to what we will be talking about this morning. On nutrition, I'm joined by Omomi Fadairu to discuss the rainbow diet, the healthy eating hack. Omomi is a registered nurse and a public health advocate who's on a mission to limit the rate of preventable deaths in Africa by at least 20% by 2030. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Same here.
Now let's get right to it. What is a rainbow diet?
Yeah, rainbow diet is a plan that simplifies the concept of healthy eating. You know, people tend to worry so much about what is in this food, what should I eat to be healthy, but the idea here is just eat from the different colors of food following the rainbow, such that if you're eating green, blue, yellow, you're not really bothered about what exactly is in it, knowing that those characteristics color came from the nutrients that those groups of food contain. So as much as you're eating red, you are taking all the nutrients. So the more the colors, the merrier, and then the healthier, because you're going to eat from the wide range of nutrients.
Okay.
So that way.
Now, when you say the rainbow diets, the healthy eating hack, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, what I mean is, it makes it easy for people to relate to the idea of eating healthy. So you don't have to get so worried about, oh, what food should I eat to have this kind of nutrient? So when you're eating from the different colors, following the colors of the rainbow, you are sure that you're taking as much as you need, and then you're going to be healthy.
You know, looking through the rainbow diets options, food options or fruit options, right? They look very elitist.
Yeah.
Right. Those, I mean, that's quite an exquisite diet, because here you have fruits that are not exactly affordable or even accessible. So for the layman watching right now, what are those fruits amongst these classes of fruits that we have displayed right now that are easily accessible? Can you mention a few?
Yeah, interestingly, these fruits and vegetables are seasonal. So wherever you are in the world, there is a fruit, there is a vegetable in season. So talking about the red, now we talk about tomatoes. That's still, you know, really...
Yeah, we can find tomatoes everywhere.
Yeah. So watermelon is also available.
You'd want to quickly tell us how the tomatoes have its nutritional benefits to our health?
The red fruits generally, tomatoes, watermelon, and all the other ones, they have a particular nutrient called lycopene. Lycopene actually helps to prevent cancer, especially prostate cancer. Yeah, that's why we tell men to take,
go get your tomatoes.
Yeah. So, and also there are also antioxidants. They are also anti-inflammatory, and anything that has the antioxidant effect can actually help. Boost immune system. You know, like healthy aging. People can age in a very, you know, healthy way.
No wonder they say rub tomatoes on your face. Just keep it looking young and healthy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other classes.
Yeah, we also have the orange.
Okay.
We have the yellow. For example, just go to yellow because we have corn. Everybody can access that. The pawpaw, the banana, all of these are very good.
Orange.
Yeah, it's classified under the yellow.
Oh, really?
Under the yellow fruit.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
So if you eat that, it's going to help to improve the gut health. That way, it promotes digestion. Yes, because they are high in fiber. You know,
it's
all those
funny
pawpaw.
you say that, because there are times I have had banana smoothies and I wake up feeling bloated.
Well, the way our metabolic
it's quite different.
But the essence is the fact that it helps to loosen up. I mean, it increases motility, the movement of the gut. So you feel bloated in the morning, and most of the time when you take some water, you go to the toilet, and then you're able to empty your bowel that way.
Run through the other.
Yeah, we also have the green food. The green food is very, very important because it's very common also, and it's very important for the health. It improves the it reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases, and then it contains some other micronutrients like folic acid, like the other ones that can help to boost our immunity, omega-3 fatty acid, like we have in avocado, we have in green peas,
your
vegetables, yes, all kinds of green vegetables. In season, yes, because when they are in season, that's actually what you need for that period. So you don't need to say, this one, let me just go for the ones that are imported. It's the food that are in season.
Okay. So, and then are you saying that we can have all of these fruits together, like all at once, or we can have them just when they are in season?
When they are in season, we should eat them as much as we can get them. And we don't have to eat all the rainbow diet all at once. So it's just know that each time you're eating your food, ensure that you have 1 or 2 fruits. I mean, during the day, you have fruits in between your food. Yes, not just rice and then beans. Have fruits, have vegetables, so that you can take all of these nutrients together. So.
You know, it's funny because, I mean, personally, right, I'm going to, make this personal. I'm not a vegetable person, right? I really do not. So how do I enjoy, or how would you advise that I enjoy my vegetables?
Yeah, I would love to really know that. Have you explored as much vegetables as you have around? And then it doesn't have to be certain kind of vegetables.
Okay.
It can be fruit also. And there are even some that are not fruits, they are not vegetable, they are food, like potatoes. Yeah, it's a kind of, it falls under the yellow, and some under the orange food. So it depends on what you can actually cope with or what you can take in. So it doesn't have to be one particular thing. Just keep exploring. And then if you feel that maybe eating it can be, you can blend, you can add it, you know, to your, as toppings for your food and the other things.
Like your oats, for example, you could have like the rainbows and like your strawberries and your raspberries and your blueberries. Now let's also talk about how we could also, you know, incorporate this rainbow diet into our kids' diets, because you know how much kids are not so fascinated with fruits or vegetables. They really do not like them. And so if you're even incorporating, you're sort of sneaking it in. So how do we make this fun, you know, for them?
Yeah, from my own experience, I know if you introduce this food to children early enough, it becomes part of them, and you have to understand their preferences too. Some would not like banana, but they would like watermelon. Some would like pineapple, they would not like pawpaw. They might just, for any strange reason. So you find out the ones that they prefer, and then you just try to change it with time. And like we talked about that last week, you can blend it also and give them as juice. You can extract the juice out of it, so that they keep taking those nutrients.
All right. I mean, this has been very insightful. I'm going to pay more attention to the rainbow diet and look out for them in their season, and you know, and try to have fun with it as much as I can, because I believe that food should be fun. Especially when you're having fruits and vegetables. Right. Thank you so much, Omomi. Thank you for being here. And that's it for you watching at home. For the men especially, you got something. Go eat those tomatoes, guys. It's good for your prostate health. And yes, and of course, the rainbow diet at large. We have to go on a quick break now, people. Stay with us. The Wake Up Nigeria continues in a bit. We'll be right back. Transformation isn't about adding more work to your life. It is about shifting your perspective, so life becomes more fun, magical, and joyful.
That's right. We hope the first hour of this show has spun you to see life from another perspective, to choose to smile, to choose to love, and of course, choose to be happy.
Yay! We feel good to be the one saying, once again, have a bright and beautiful Wednesday. We got you covered for the rest of, well, less than 45 minutes.
Well, trust us to unveil beautiful content saved especially for the last. So don't go nowhere. Titi is in the kitchen with the chef right now. Let's see what's going on there quickly.
When you said don't go nowhere, I love it. I love it. You know why? Because whoever was in the kitchen before, old things have passed away.
I'm not an old thing.
I am here. No, you're not an old thing, darling. But I hate to feel like a gold digger right now.
Hey, say she a gold digger.
Hey, we're messing with no broke, the broke. Hey, inside joke, inside joke. But there is something happening. There's something coming up, an event, yes?
Yes. It's the Foodaholic Festival.
The Foodaholic Festival.
Yes, the biggest food festival on mainland Lagos.
Wow, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Where is it going to be happening?
In the BC Kano Park, Alausa Ikeja, on the 10th and 11th of December. I like this egg. No, it's pok.
It's good. So we are hearing it, and we're seeing everything happen there.
Yeah.
It feels like it's going to be fun.
Yes.
Foodies, friends of food.
Yes.
People that prepare food, everything.
Everything food in Lagos and environs is happening at the Foodaholic Festival. This is the 4th outing, and you can see it's like the biggest food festival on mainland Lagos. So,
okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Is there going to be security?
Yes, please.
Because we have the likes of MM and Mike Mesikeno that we need to tell security to just keep them at the door. Because, you know...
I love MM.
See the look. We'll tell security to hold MM at the door.
No, but the truth is I actually want hungry people to be at the festival.
I did not call out hungry, please.
No.
It's not me, MM. Forgive me.
People who like to eat. That's what I mean. Because you cannot come to a food festival and you are watching your diet.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, people who love
Foodies, Foodaholics, all of y'all. Can't wait.
Yeah.
MM and Mary have...
If I see Titi close to that kitchen.
All I'm thinking of is like, Titi has forgotten there's only one exit out of it.
Hey, God. Anyways,
Okay.
Anyways, expect nothing but the best from us, though. Don't you forget about the shenanigans going on. My name is Email Kocha.
And of course, my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Now, you can also watch us on GOTV channel 27 and on UHF band 49.
Yeah, you could also download the TVC app on both the Android and iOS stores. And do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at TVC Connect.
Okay, so let's tell you what we have in store for you this hour.
Idara is a singer and songwriter. She released her first single. Oh, yes. Sorry about that. Yes, we have our hair DIY happening next. And we have Onyi Onorinde. She's going to be taking us through, a tutorial on how to rock your bob hairstyles.
Idara is a singer-songwriter who released her first single earlier this year. She'll be giving us a nice performance, and we're looking forward to that in a bit.
And finally, joining us will be Hero Danos Ifeanyi Chukwu. He's a comedian, actor, and television host. And he's got some great stuff happening really soon, and we can't wait to find out what's about.
The girl who's at your broken.
Yeah.
The same thing will happen to you.
Yeah. Wow. One person that's definitely not eating breakfast. Yeah. I love it. Anyways, no problem.
I know.
I'll meet you in front.
Well, don't worry. I know.
You will meet me in front. Yeah, on that note, we have to go on a quick break. Well, you're still tuned in to Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, it's Wonder Women Wednesday on the show today. And you should expect, a few DIYs on self-care, hair care, and everything in between. Of course, with me today is the CEO of Ewa Hair, Onyi Onorinde. And today, she'll be taking us on a DIY on 5 bob styles that inspire, that could inspire one's looks, one's face, facial structure. I think that has to do with everything.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Right, let's get right into it. I particularly love the color
Thank you.
of this bob hair. And, when you think bob or when you see bob, right, what goes through your mind is, there's a particular structure of hair and it just stops right above your shoulder.
Right.
But you have one that falls on your shoulder. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, we have different types of bulbs, like you've said. We have the one that stops at the chin length, and we have the one that stops a little bit, below the chin length, whichever way. Anything that comes from right from your head all the way to your shoulders is can still be classified as bob style. So, and bob styles, are very functional, very easy to wear, good to go. Under 5-10 minutes, you're good to go wearing your bob wigs.
Well, talking about easy to wear, to be honest, I will not agree with you on that one. But let's talk about this first, this particular bob one, this color that you have on with you.
Right.
Talk to us about it and how can it be styled? Can it be styled in, different ways?
Yes, of course, sure. It can be styled in different ways. For example, this I could, if I'm feeling very tired of the straight hair, I could, roll it up, and make it a little bit wavy, at the length.
Okay.
So I could do that, I could apply, I bought some pins. I could take it up to the side.
So this actually reminds me of what Mary has on, because she's also wearing a bob. And what she did was use hairpins, to tuck them in, so that it's not, falling over her face.
Right. I could have it straight, I could have it straight. I could have it curvy at the tip.
Okay.
There are countless ways of wearing bobs,
So that's why when you said easy to wear, I would not agree, because the bobs that I have are quite, they stop right on your chin length. And if they're not properly straightened with a coiler or with a straightener, I can't use them.
Okay.
Right?
Well, they are easy to wear for me, actually, compared to my other longer wigs.
Okay.
All I just do is, get it styled and then, wear it
them
on,
on.
and then I'm good to go under 5-10 minutes.
All right, let's see the next look because you have other bob styles that we need
Right,
to see. So we've
right.
seen this one that falls right on your shoulder, and we
Right.
have another one here. Ooh, loving this color.
Wow.
This screams Lady Gaga. Fiery and feisty. Love it. Quickly tell us about this.
Okay, so like, you know, we are trying to go top notch on this style here.
Okay.
We have the blonde up and the a little bit wine at the tip. So, I mean, it's staying right on her shoulder, and it goes well with what she's wearing.
Yeah, it's
so,
quite
I mean,
adventurous.
yes,
yeah,
it is.
For the adventurous person.
It is. So if you have lots of, you know, dark colors in your closet, you know, maybe it could be the best time to change it up to another look, and then it's giving her a different look. It looks very creative, very sharp, very nice. And also, if she doesn't want the hair to fall on her makeup, she could take it to the side. And if you feel like the hair is going to drop off, you could take your bobby pins
And
then
hold them together.
Exactly, hold them
Okay.
together
Okay.
by the side.
Nice. So I noticed that this particular texture
Right.
is quite different from what you have on.
Right.
Does this have some sort of bone straight vibes?
Yes, this is a little bit, the texture of this is more coarse than this. This is more softer. So this is like the donut quality. You know,
Donut?
the donut
Donut
quality.
color. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
This is the donut quality. It's a little bit softer than the bone straight kind of
Okay.
hair. So it's more softer in texture. Like if you feel it and it's a little bit shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Victoria, thank you. Let's see our next
Thank you, Vicky.
bob style. I actually like this one. Would I wear it? Not exactly sure, but I like it. I particularly like this one you have, Oren.
Thank
the
you.
color, it's very subtle and it's very nice.
Thank
now, this is my kind of bob.
Right.
I love this. This is my kind of bob. You
Right.
know, it just stops right on the chin.
Right.
You know, doesn't fall. So I'm like, if you want to wear short, wear short. You
Right.
know, but hey, I mean, we have different bob hairstyles. So quickly tell us about this one.
Okay, so this is a regular bob style that everybody has.
Okay.
You know, this is about 10 inches. And I just wanted to say something.
Okay.
If you are trying to purchase your hair for your bob, so you need to go like 10, 12, 10, and 8 inches.
Okay.
And reason being that if they are trying to, you know, install the wig, you're not going to be having too many jumpy
so
hair by
they're
the
right,
side.
they're on the same length.
So at the end of the day, after the installation, they are right on the same length. So if you don't know this, if you're going to buy your hair, you know, and you don't have your stylist with you to explain to you, what you need to know is that you need to get 12, 10, 8 inches.
12, 10,
12,
18.
10,
So
8
which do you
inches.
have on?
Okay, so this is 14 inches.
This
so
14 inches.
I have 12 and 14 inches, and I have
Okay.
14 inches as my closure. So
Okay.
that way, the hair won't go, you know, jumping, and everything is
Everything is just right,
right
there.
on the same
Now,
length.
quickly, we have to wrap
Right.
this up quickly. How do I style my regular bob on a day-to-day? Like,
Okay.
I mean, how do I get it ready?
So first thing, you know, DIYing yourself, you need to, you know, have like this. This is just like wax stick,
Okay.
basically. And you need to have like a serum, a little bit of serum. And mind you, you can use serum every day on your hair.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
because it's going to destroy the
texture.
the texture of the hair, right?
Okay.
So what you need to do is like you need to use your serum like every once. I tell people every once in 2 weeks.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, on your hair, and then you have your wax stick. So you apply this on the
closure,
just a
okay.
little bit, so it doesn't, you know,
Stand so that the
stand,
strands of the
right.
hair are not, you
are
know,
not
just
standing.
standing.
And
Okay.
also the lace of the hair as well. There's tendency that the lace can, you know, get torn because of the lace is net basically, and when you apply it. So when you put a little bit of this on the closure, then you need your straightener or your hair comb, you know, just brush
Brush it
down
down.
a little bit. And
Okay.
especially this kind of hair texture, it doesn't really need too much of maintenance. So basically you could have this, but you can have it styled just once in a month, basically. I
And
would
just put it
advise.
on your hair
And
mannequin.
put it on your hair mannequin and
You know,
stay-
just brush it
Right.
up whenever you need to use it. You just
Right.
put it on. What would you call this texture, though? Because I actually like this one. It's very
Okay,
soft
so
and
this
silky.
is a bone straight hair,
Okay,
actually.
okay.
This is a bone straight hair we have here on her. And then you could also store them in your hair bag as well. Yeah.
Okay, so is this all the looks? 'Cause This is all the looks, right?
Yes, these are all the looks basically, except you just, wanna, take it up a bit on both sides.
Okay.
Take it up a bit on both sides.
Okay.
And then you have like a pin to pin it up.
Pin it, okay.
Yes.
It's giving that chinko vibes.
Right. And then bring it out here a little bit. Make it look so stylish.
Am I doing it well?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So it's giving that ponytail vibes, but no ponytail vibes.
No ponytail vibes.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Well done, Oi. This has been very, very, very insightful. I'm sure someone watching right now is like, oh, thank you so much, guys, for, taking us through this DIY, this tutorial. Right. All right. Thank you so much, Oi. Thank you.
So
I mean, you've been here with us all through the month. All right, people, that's it on our DIY. For now, of course, the show continues. Stay with us.
We have, which song should we sing? I can be your hero, baby.
Oh, that's a good one. No, the best one to sing is somebody's daughter don't send me breakfast.
Wow, really? I was trying to bring some superhero vibes into this place.
Somebody that was crying on stage.
No.
For all the heartbreaks he has received.
Don't worry, I can be his hero if he wants. Yes.
Titi, let's swap places so you can finish the
Okay, so if you don't get the cheesy lines by now, we have the one and only Hero Daniels in the building.
Yay!
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Comedian, actor, TV host, games master, author.
Yeah,
soon. But I'm an author.
Yeah, an author.
In the making.
You said you were going to write a book that time now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I've not written the book.
Yeah, written the first line.
Okay.
You know what the first line is? Forward. I shall begin this story on so and so day.
Bam!
Good. It
That's
has
it.
started.
Now, just so you know, Hero Daniel set up his production company in 2019, where he produces content for brands. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. TVC is always home. I'm very excited to see, beautiful women this morning.
I really want to take us back to during COVID, when everybody was turning to Hero's page for some form of entertainment. Everybody was like, Hero is about to start his game now. I don't understand. Why are people going to and then one day I just finally decided to tune in and I was blown away. You need to talk to us about that idea.
So I lost my job before the lockdown. And it was a turning point in my life because at that point in time with no job, no money, and then lockdown happened. The world was shut down. I was like, what would I do with my life? I was broke. I didn't have anything. And then I just said, you know what? I mean, I love to entertain people. Why don't I just do a game show online? Since everybody's at home, let me just entertain my followers. So I went live on Instagram. I used a cardboard paper and a marker. And I wrote some games. And then one of my followers in America said, how can you have a game show without money? So people need to win money. And then he started sending me dollars.
Wow.
Right? So I started having sponsors all over the world. So while other people were while other people were locked down, I was earning in dollars. So people would come on the game show, they would win money. We made so much money that we had to give back, right? So we had the isolation games food drive, where we had to give food to the underprivileged communities and everything. So it was just God. So I was one of the people praying that lockdown will not end.
Wow.
Because I was making so much money.
Wow.
It was in dollars, so the conversion was great.
So, before we go on, I just want to take from what you said about losing your job and the turning point you were in at that moment. I just want to take from that ability to convert. Yeah. Instead of being frustrated, what was your state at that time? Because I was having a conversation with a man recently about post-COVID and the expenses, the way prices have skyrocketed and all, and how men can even improve upon their income. So you losing your job at that point, not even knowing how long the lockdown was going to be and all, what was it that just drove you that, okay, let me just do this?
Okay, so I'd say number one is hunger.
Okay.
real
That is the best
Not a
physical
joke.
hunger.
Yeah.
So wait, you're not just saying, you're not doing like joke.
No, I'm being serious. I was hungry. I didn't have 10,000 naira to my name. I didn't even have 5,000 naira to
I
my
was going
name.
to say that's a lot of money.
But
I didn't have that
even
to my
now.
name. So, and all I had was just internet data that somebody helped me buy.
wow.
So I was like, how do I get out of this? So, to be honest, I never anticipated that level of support at that instant. All I just wanted to do was, oh, maybe I can go online and eventually brands will come on board.
Yeah.
So, but it was just instantaneous. It was that first day, and then it just picked up. And then we had celebrities all over the world. We had guests from South Africa. Kanye West almost came to the show.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding.
Wow.
We got him. Everything. We spoke to the management team. They said, okay, yeah, he wants, because we packaged it like, oh yeah, this is for Africa, right? And you know, these Hollywood celebs, they like to identify with Africa. We almost had Kanye West on the show. We had a lot of Hollywood celebs on the show. Yeah. So what really drove me was hunger. I didn't have any option. I'm like, what can I do? And then if there's anything, my family is such a huge support system, right? At that point in time, in as much as, I mean, they also had their own challenges, so they were not able to support with so much money. I mean, they tried. But, you know, my mom kept encouraging me. My dad kept encouraging me. They kept praying for me. And then also, I'm a very spiritual person. Like, I listen to my spirit. I'm in tune with my spirit. And I kept hearing it in my spirit that you need to do this. This is the way.
So this is the term. So that is the term. Hunger begets talent. Put
No,
to
it's always even
real
different.
Then
You know we have grace to grace. His own is hunger to hero. So
Nice.
but now
but
we
then
know what it
hop,
is.
skip, and jump to 2022. Now you have it's a one-man stand-up. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Yes,
What's
yes.
happening?
I just want to entertain people for 1 hour.
1 hour.
I have so much jokes to tell.
Wow.
You know, stand-up comedy for me is the rawest, if that's, I know English is hard.
Don't worry,
But it's
just
one of
go on.
the-
We understand.
Yes, it's one of the, is rawest correct or more
It's
raw?
not raw rest.
The most raw. Which one is
most
correct?
raw.
Most raw.
Sha is a raw
It's
form
raw
of
and we understand the rest.
Right. It's a raw form of expression. So if you want to film, if you want to film, you have to get characters and props and all of that. But when it's stand-up, you're telling a story and you're taking people through a journey. And they're just imagining those stories, right? And I have a lot of stories to tell. So for my show, it's just really about expressing myself. I'm the last one of 3 children. 4 children rather. My parents never planned to have me.
Yes, you
I
mentioned it. Buy 2, get 1 free.
Exactly.
That's
I
what it
was
does in the ad.
I was the promo child. You know, most Nigerian parents, most African parents, they don't plan their last children. It just happens.
Why are you
Yeah.
loud?
No,
Why are you
but it's
loud?
true now.
Why are you loud?
Really?
Everybody knows this, but nobody has ever said it until you did.
No, but it's true.
You just had to
It
do
was
that.
an error.
You know, when you have your first child, that first child is a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
The
Have your
second one
second
is
child.
an additional blessing.
Additional blessing.
Yeah.
The third one, God, we thank you, but you don't do.
Do you understand?
Then the fourth one,
God,
Haba.
right. And it shows in the name the parents give the kid. Like my firstborn is his name is Chukwuka, which means God is the greatest.
Yeah.
Secondborn Chibuzo, God comes first.
Yeah.
Thirdborn Chidima, God is good. It got to my tongue, my
Ifeanyi
native
Chukwu.
name. No, my
Okay.
native name, Ito Chukwu, which means we thank God.
We thank God, but God, you don't do.
You know when Nigerians say we thank God, they're not really thanking God. They're just saying, God, what is this? Help me.
So what would they have named the 5th child if it had come?
Organic and marriage. What did I do to you, God?
Oh, wow. So talk to us about the venue. Where's the venue for this
Terra
event?
Culture, 5 p.m.
Okay.
And you can get tickets at www.herodaniels.com.
HeroDaniels.com.
Yep. Just go there, get your tickets, and come and have fun.
The magic
it's
in
this
2-3
Sunday, yeah?
years. From
Honestly.
2019
Till
to
now.
2022.
No, but since then he's
Amazing.
been a quiz master.
Yes,
he has
I know,
the
but I'm talking
education
about
show.
where he was as
Yeah.
at just before the lockdown. Like the magic and how God has turned his life
Yeah.
around. It really
Hallelujah. And
I know there are other
I've made
stories
small
to
money.
tell.
we know, we can see it.
And the guitar. When did that one happen?
So
Guitar.
our firstborn child he's like my hero. He's like the template for what a child should be, right? You know, calm, reserved, talented. He plays all instruments
Get
in church.
frustrated into calmness. Continue.
So yeah, it was at church, and then all the ladies like really loved him. You know, he'll be playing. Some ladies will be like, "Oh, hi,
Jealous of
brother.
his brother.
And I'm like, no. I need to be that man. So I wasn't inspired because I didn't start playing the instrument because of I wanted to, you know, be a good child of God.
Yeah.
It was because of the ladies.
Wow.
That's
What
how
did I say? I said he did it out of jealousy.
Wow. So,
So-
how many instruments is that now?
I played 4 instruments.
4.
Piano.
Yeah, the
Okay.
piano, the lead guitar, the bass guitar, and the drum sets.
Woo.
Baddest. So now let's imagine you're going to give us a 1 minute, you know, what's that word again? It escapes me.
What?
Freestyle.
Freestyle. That is it. So you're just going to imagine yourself using all the instruments, and then
Wow. What? Really?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You must put joke inside.
What's up? My sister, no, they try me like this. I'm not even started rapping, you're laughing already.
Okay, sorry.
Because me against you, now egg versus chicken.
Wow.
I'm the real deal. My girl, you are feeling. I always stay fly like a lizard on the ceiling. I'm not genie, but my flow is overkilling. Me, I get mouth passed out for Ojota. Bako boy, but my swag is such a butter. As we area boys don't they hunger, TVC, I'm gonna pay the money over.
Calm down. You think we'll not hear that one? Okay, that's a good one. That's
Thank
a
you,
really
thank
good,
you,
especially
thank you.
since it's a sport of the moment. But at this point, let's take a look at one of your most recent performances. This one. Okay.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
And then it's time for harvest. Okay, sorry. Did I? All right. So, welcome to the kitchen.
Oh, thank you
Hero.
very much. I love the kitchen, my favorite place in the world.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
Yes, from hunger to hero. And then, of course, is it Idara or Idara? Idara. So we also have Idara here in the studio. And so we're going to have breakfast, which has been prepared by Chef Gina. She wants to be called Gina, but I'll call her the chef. So tell us about breakfast while you dig into it.
All right, so breakfast today is very colorful. We're talking food rainbow.
Yeah.
So I have bread and eggs with a side of fruits. You want to start eating?
Yeah.
You
Go
can
ahead.
start eating.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Let me give you.
Oh no, that's. You got yours?
This is
So
yours.
don't worry, you have a plate to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, you can replace the grape later.
So bread and eggs is actually very fast. Fast
What
to
just
make in the morning. I'm trying to encourage people to do breakfast. Lagos can be very fast. Every time we are in a rush, so
Tell us about
you can
it.
just do quick eggs. Prep your veg a night before, so you can just throw them
Benny,
in.
you have. Hey, see. So
Well, listen
is
to
everybody
you.
here
I don't talk
vegetarian?
finish.
There are
Oh.
vegetarians, though.
so
Vegetarians in the building. All right, but I love the idea of it being actual breakfast because you were talking about breakfast in a particular joke.
So you
earlier
need
on.
to try the eggs. We need your
Yes,
feedback
so
on
that
the eggs.
breakfast yourself. Does this taste better?
This tastes better than the Precious. It's just that I cannot curse you on live TV.
It has gone from Victoria to Precious.
Yes, Precious is the latest heartbreaking.
Why were you going from one place to
Wow.
I'm looking for
love.
Oh,
Gina,
don't worry,
we're looking
love
forward
will look
to
for
attending your event.
Yes,
Love will look
please,
for you.
I would really look forward to see all of Lagos mainland to the Holic Festival 2022, 10th and 11th of December in the BC Park Allow Ikeja.
Fantastic. All
Food
right.
sampling, drink sampling,
All
lots of
sampling.
We are doing already.
Sample.
All right.
Sample Hero Daniels. You sound like
All
a
right, thank
At this
you.
point, we'll say a very big thank you to you. Enjoy your day. Bye for now.
See you tomorrow. Bye.